Welcome to another episode of Round with Skizzers. I'd just like to tell everybody out there Happy Father's Day. Let's get started. My fantastic son got me my first marbles axe, and I am very excited about this. As far as axes go, I want to say this is probably the best value on the market. They're hand forged. And honestly, they are beautiful. Now, they did give me the sheath with it. The sheath doesn't come with it, but it's not a bad sheath. It ain't something I'd want to carry in the woods, you know. Definitely would look for something that can fit on your belt. But overall, the fit and finish is amazing. Like I said, these are hand forged, but they come from factory with a polished pole. The edge, it's adequate, but it's definitely going to need some work. The handle's amazing. I love how thin this handle is. Compared to a regular camp axe, you could just see how thin the marbles is compared to the camp axe. A lot of people complain about the handle up here. Now, it's not overly huge. In my honest opinion, unless you have like little girly hands, this isn't gonna hinder you in any way from being able to carve with it. It feels really nice. It actually fits my hand almost perfect. Being hand forged, there is some imperfections. You can see this part of the blade's fatter, but the alignment of the edge is spot on with the eye. So that doesn't even bother me. I've seen expensive axes in way worse condition. The grain is pretty straight. Same goes for the grain with the eye. It's actually a very, very nice handle. Definitely makes up for the Trail Boss fiasco. But in this episode, I'm pretty much just going to show you guys what I do to get an axe ready for service. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is work on this edge. Like I said, it's adequate, but it is far from any kind of sharpness, I'd say. It's actually really dull out of the box. Now this is actually a knife sharpening stone. It's got a coarse, a fine, and then a super fine on it. And I find this for axes works really good. Let me see, what brand is this? Smith's Tri-Hone. If I can find the website I ordered this off of, I'll leave a link in the description. These are very good stones, I found. All I do, I just take some WD-40 to that, put some on the axe head, and we'll start honing that edge. These actually have a really nice grind on them. I'm not gonna re-profile this yet. I don't re-profile until after I use them for a little bit, because I got so many different camp axes with different profiles. There's always one laying around for whatever purpose I need. But if it's your only axe, I would recommend reshaping this grind a little bit because it is kind of wide. It would make for a good splitter as is. So if that's all you're looking to use it for, it's perfect the way it is. Nice thing about these stones, your hand's nowhere near that edge. Sometimes those smaller stones, your fingers could get in the way really easy. And it makes for a bad day if you cut yourself with an axe. We're getting there now. I may have to switch to the coarse. It is getting sharper. I'm going to switch over to the coarse though. A lot of times I'll start out with a finer one just so I don't gouge the edge up too much with the coarse stone. I think that side's about there. We'll flip her over. Start on this side. I switched over to the motor oil. WD-40 works good sometimes, but when you're taking a lot of material off, you definitely want a little bit thicker of an oil, especially an oil that isn't going to dry on you. Actually, this edge is taking very nice. I can't remember what steel Marbles uses. I think it is comparable to 1055. At least that's what it feels like against the stone. And all I'm doing is I'm sharpening, is looking down on the main edge, and you can see areas that'll reflect light, and if you're reflecting any light off that edge, it's dull. Pretty good. It's profile good. A little more right in here. There's nothing better than tuning up a new axe. Keeps you in practice with sharpening. Now right off the bat, you ain't gonna get a hair popping sharp edge on it. You know, that comes with time. Usually, if you spend enough time on them, you can get it. But a lot of times, I'll just get it where it's a serviceable edge. I don't go too sharp on them right off the bat, because when it comes to the hand forged stuff, basically what they do is they make the axe head, then they split the edge and put a hardened steel inside and basically weld it back together with forging techniques, and that's what gives you the hardened edge. Well, you have a lot of junk steel wrapped around that hardened edge, so all you'll do is get chips and stuff right off the bat. And if you have a new axe and you're struggling with chips, a lot of times you don't have to worry. Once you get past that junk layer, your edge will hold up really well. These hand forged axes a lot of times have some of the best edge retention on the market. And I can see I'm starting to roll the wire over. When that happens, it's time to flip it and do the other side. You don't want a crooked edge. Starting to get somewhere now. This doesn't take too long. You stick a good half hour into any axe, you'll definitely give yourself a serviceable edge. Starting to get there. Switch over to the super fine. Just kind of work out wire in the micro bevel. With this axe, I must say, takes an edge really good. And if you noticed, I didn't do anything with the handle yet because obviously the slurry gets all over it. I'll show you when I'm done with this what I do to go about taking care of that. Oh yeah. It's a nice edge. We'll give it a good stropping. When you strop, you want to put a lot of pressure on it. Get that edge polished. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see that wire. That's what you want. It's amazing what a piece of leather nailed to a piece of wood can do for an edge. That feels good now. A little more work, it'll be hair popping sharp. Okay, now we'll move on to the next step. Get our knife, and even though this isn't a coated handle, I just scrape off all my handprints and any dirt. And of course the stickers. I think this is my favorite part about doing this. It's just so satisfying. And it really brings out the grain doing this, because in the process of manufacturing, in the sanding and stuff, the grain can get hidden. You know, and then people's fingerprints and everything else can really affect the look of it. You can see how dark it is, or I should say was. It just cleans up so nice. Now what we'll do, take some 400, just even everything out with that. Don't have to go too crazy. It's a nice handle. Very good. This is my favorite part. Get a lighter. Went to the Zippo plant. It's all mahogany. Beautiful lighter. Now what we'll do, turn our torch on low. And all I'm doing is just bringing out the wood grain. Nothing more than that. Just going light with it. Don't want to go crazy. And the main thing is just keep it moving. The longer you hold it on, the darker the axe will get. And I don't want this axe dark. I just want to show off that grain. One thing I do is the end of the handle. Pretty solid. Switch it over. That's all we do. Just bring out the wood grain a little bit. Now while that handle's warm, give it a good coating of oil, linseed oil. And And that'll seal this handle up very, very nice. And it just being the handles warm, it'll just keep drawing it in. You'll get really good penetration with the oil. I like doing this to axes that have less than ideal handles. I didn't do it with the Cold Steel Trail Boss just because that handle, the faster it breaks, the better for me, honestly. But it's just opinion. There's no science to back it, but I feel warming the handles up and getting good penetration with the boiled linseed oil right off the bat greatens your chances to have any issues down the road with it. Because even down in here, it's going to draw it in behind the axe head and tighten it up to the handle. Because you could have an axe with a fantastic hang on it, and down the road you'll get a loose handle and you'll open it up and find some things that shouldn't have been done, mistakes. That's pretty good for now. I'll get that eye section really good, and I just take the leftovers off the handle, keep putting it around the eye. It's really hard to beat the look of a handle that's been heated, in my opinion. And you could go as dark as you want. If you want to blacken it, you can. There's nothing wrong with it. Most important thing, get down in that lanyard hole. I'm not a fan of lanyard holes for that reason. I'll get that down in there. Okay. That handle's still warm, so it's gonna keep drawing that stuff in. Even the eye section that I didn't heat gets warm. In doing this, I've never had an issue. Some people may tell you different, and that's fine. You know, I'm just showing you guys what works for me. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it and anybody else's way is wrong. I'm not doing that. This is just what I found to work for me. And I love the look of it. Look how straight that and tight that grain is. That's awesome. We got that all done. Let's get our oil rag. Wipe the head down. Protect it from any rust and honestly, by doing that too, it helps it, gives it less chance of sticking in the wood. And when you're done using it, it keeps your axes nice and clean. They clean up really nice after hard use. Pitch is less likely to stick to them. Especially if you have a polished head. Pitch is the worst thing for them. When that stuff sticks to it, it doesn't have a nice look for sure. Now we'll take care of our sheath. Got some mink oil. I have the liquid stuff too, but I don't use the liquid on the first application. I like using the paste better. Make sure you get your ends. Now this sheath, I forget what it cost. I did pick this axe out. I forgot I even picked it out. And my wife asked me if I wanted the sheath with it. I said, yeah, I'll see what the sheath's like. You know, I like making my own, but I like seeing the sheaths that the companies come out with too. You know, but this one's just adequate. I wouldn't say it's the best in the world. It's definitely good leather. It could have been built a little better. As you can see, there's no weld inside. They just folded it over and riveted. I do like its drawstring though. I may have to make a sheath like this. I think that'd be a good look for the hand forged axes. There we go. Pull this through. It's looking pretty good. Get that real nice. Don't forget to get the inside. For the insides, I like using the liquid just because it'll soak in and penetrate a little better. Sometimes the paste, you'll put your axe inside, when you pull it out, it got big globs of that paste all over it. There we go. I really like their branding. I like the box this thing came in. It does have a nice fit to it, I'll give them that. And just pull the drawstring tight. There it is. Marbles Camp Axe. I really like that. You can see the eye. It's swelling up real nice with that linseed oil. A couple more applications of that. This handle will start feeling really nice. Yeah, I like that. That was a good Father's Day gift. And I'll leave a link in the description for these. I think they run about $28. Now, they used to be a lot cheaper, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely worth 28 bucks. Really is. Honestly, I think that's a beautiful handle. I like that bulge on the top there. Actually, fits in the neck scabbard really nice. I may have to take this out in the field with me. You never have too many camp axes when you cut up as many trees as I do. That's perfect. But that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you like running with Skizzers, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.